Yeah, there was some article that came out that said that scientifically Sinister is the scariest film ever made.
No.
Y'all have seen
Suspiria
3 films.
2018 is the scariest film ever made in the world.
You always.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Smores Indoors. I'm Corey, your host, joined alongside me is Dan from Flesh Food Features. What's up, Dan?
What's up, Corey? I feel flames somewhere. It's hot. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, let's get to Suspiria 2018. Is that right? 2018 is
Yes.
We won't be talking about that tonight.
Yes,
I'm going to rank the VHS series segments and the movies. And going to be a fun time. We got Jake coming here shortly. Maybe a few other people. I'm not sure who all is going to come.
Yes.
We'll say what's up to Orc out there.
Orc, what's up?
Cliff Booth. He's feeling
He's
gay
good.
for Faye.
Yeah. Yep.
And our good buddy Swaggy G. What's
What
up,
up?
Swaggy? So, while we're waiting for Jake, I'll start out, Dan. Just get your overall thoughts on this series itself, just as a whole.
I think it's become, it's 12 years old now. So there's people now who have grown up on VHS. I think it's got a pretty big place in horror history. It's one of those things that from a time where not a lot has endured like it should, and but VHS found a way. It connected with people, and yeah, kind of ironic too, since it's dead media that's managed to connect with the modern audience so much. But yeah, it's up there. People still talk about it.
Yeah, some people that grew up with it never watched a VHS probably in their life, but
it was dead since the first movie. So, or dead as far as new product coming out. So
I think what's interesting too is I think most people think Viral, which was the third movie, is probably the low of the low of the series. And it could have killed it possibly, but those the Radio Silence guys that kind of revived it and put out the last 3, I think.
Yeah. No, it you had that long lull after, because VHS Viral was 2014 and we didn't get anything else till 2021. So, pretty recently VHS is kind of come back just in time for the lockdown era. And I'm eager to talk about it. I've ranked every segment and I've got a series ranking too. So
cool. I'm definitely looking forward to going through the segments and what I've got a tier maker list here too for anybody watching. We're gonna give each segment a 1 to 10 score, 10 being the best. If you watched our show last week with the Winter Kill movie, we did that, and I took the average of those scores. And I've got 5 tiers here. I've got 8 through 10, 6 through 8, 4 through 6, 2 through 4, and 0 through 2, and we'll kind of rank them on those levels. So if it's like an 8.5 the segment, it'll obviously go in the top tier, but we'll keep them in order of score for top to lower. So, and we'll see how many are up there in the upper half of this tier. So, and then we're not going to do the really rank the wraparound segments, but at the end we'll kind of decide which one's the better of the 6. So, yeah. So I'm still killing time here for Jake. I want to wait till we get Jake here before we get started. Anything you've seen recently, Dan, you want to mention that people should check out?
Let's see. Tomorrow I'm going to check out Abigail, and I'm also going to be seeing Exhumed, a Korean film tomorrow, so back to back. I've heard good things about Abigail, but I ended up seeing Sasquatch Sunset first, which is an experience. I won't spoil my review. It's dialogue free. It's all Sasquatch all the time.
Is that what kind of a limited run, or is it wider release?
It's more limited, but I think it got it got reasonable amount of screens. It's hard for me to tell because in Georgia, I'm fortunate to get pretty much everything.
Yeah, you're in a pretty good area for that.
Yeah, I'm right near like 5 theaters, so and even more if I want to venture out a little bit, so I can usually see most things. I think it's safe to say it's probably one of those movies that isn't going to have much of a run after a couple weeks. So
yeah, it's funny we mentioned Suspiria 2018 because when that was in the theater, I think the closest I saw it that it was going to be was St. Louis to me, and I considered going over to watch it one day. Probably would have been a better experience than the experience I had watching. You check that out on Cornelius Collection.
That was like your first watch of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh god, that would have fucking ruined that one. We still need to do the redemption.
Yes, we'll do
commentary.
We'll do that for sure because
it is a good movie.
Yeah, I know Jay was a fan, and so I need to watch it in a better environment than you seeing a girl right now. No.
Yeah. Not fun. Not fun. Speaking of Jay in the chat,
what up, Jay? Jay, you're welcome to jump on too.
Yeah.
If you can't remember something, it's not a big day. Not a big thing. So,
yeah, I blasted through these again in like a week.
I still need to watch Late Night with the Devil. I haven't got to that yet. It's been a busy weekend and all that stuff.
Late Night with the Devil almost feels like an extended VHS segment.
Okay.
So one of those movies, if you love these, definitely watch it.
Not doing the spin-offs, Ben. I haven't seen those.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Not even Siren?
Nope, haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, Siren and Kids versus Aliens. We're also not doing that 2018 TV thing that they are streaming TV thing that they did.
Right. Yeah, just the 6 movies, so.
Sweet.
Let's see. Well, let me message Jake here and see how close he is.
Yeah, Late Night with the Devil's on Shudder now, if anybody hasn't gotten to see it in the theater. And what else do we have coming up on Wednesday? I know we're doing Sasquatch, Sunset, Abigail. There's a new slasher. I can't remember what it is right now. But we're doing that as well. And I can't remember shit half the time. But yeah, we got a lot coming your way. Swaggy, not a fan of Kids versus Aliens.
Swaggy, before we get started, have you seen them all? Do you want to jump in on this? If you do, I can send you the link. Have you also Orc? Have you seen them all? If either of you guys have, I'll send you the link and
even if you don't remember it all, hop on.
Rank what you can. Just shoot me a message or shoot a message here and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, Ben, I've been hearing the same thing about Low Lifes. People are saying it's one of the better things Tubi has done, but I don't know about that. Where the Devil Roams might be my favorite Tubi original as of now.
Just 1 second here.
I'm really excited for Cuckoo as well. That's coming out. That looks really good. Feel free to give your opinion anyway, Zork. What else? Cuckoo, I'm excited for. Furiosa, I'm non-horror, but I'm really stoked for that. Even though I'm not 100% sold on. I know everybody loves her. I just don't know headlining an action movie. So we'll see. But George Miller, I have all the faith in the world with him right now. So.
Oh, so I get. We'll also touch on this. Isn't horror, but sorry, people. Your thoughts on the? We got the WWE draft coming up. What do you think? There's some big moves that you're expecting.
I'm thinking that he might have a surprise signing or two that might pop up in it. Because we keep forgetting at this point, it's the first one he's totally in control of again. So it's gonna be interesting. And yes, they did hinder the gender bend. They cut him. But I think he carried a higher price tag. And they just, he wasn't really getting used. Swaggy, yeah, The Fisherman by John Langan. Good reading recommendation. Great novel.
Nice. All right, well, I'm going to pull the screen up. We'll get started here. And Jake can catch up. All right, so VHS from 2012. Let's see. I think there's 5 segments. Am I right on that? 5 besides the wraparound.
Yeah, not counting the wraparound, we got Amateur Night, Second Honeymoon, Tuesday the 17th, The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger, and 10/31/98. So, okay. Yeah, that's 5.
Well, let's start with Amateur Night, and I'll let you, which I see now, Siren was a spinoff of that.
Yep.
But your thoughts on Amateur Night?
So Amateur Night from director David Bruckner, the one that kicked it all off. You can see why it instantly made this series so popular. Lily's an iconic character. Hannah Fireman. She's been in a lot of stuff since then. She hasn't really gotten the work that I think she deserves. A great actress. Just has that gorgeous, but also just those eyes, like something. She's got the Barbara Steele eyes for horror. And
right.
I think this one is scary. It's sexy. It's just got something for everybody. It's got great gore. The full reveal of Lily as the succubus that she is, I think is pretty amazing. It's easy to understand why they looked at Amateur Night and thought, okay, we can get a great 90-minute movie out of this, because it's not the case for every segment. Some it's like, yeah, that's about all you got.
Yeah, I thought it was probably the best way to set the tone with the series, or at least this movie, because all of them have a little I don't know what the word is for it, naughtiness, and each segment does, to a certain degree.
That actually starts to disappear in the later movies. There's one segment in particular that needed it, and you could tell they just didn't want to do it at that point.
Right.
But yeah, no, early on, there's some skin. There's a lot of skin in this episode. Hannah Fireman is very, very naked.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think it's a great way to start the series, and I hate to hate to rank it right now because of Jake not being here yet, but um, I guess we will, and we can adjust the score if we need to. I would give it 10 being the best. I'm gonna go an 8 on that segment.
Ooh. As far as shorts go, I think this is a 10.
Okay.
As I'm comparing all of these together, I think this is a very strong 10.
All right. I'm thinking that makes that's a 9 overall. Not so hard when there's just 2. So obviously that will go up here as a 9.
No, maybe he'll make it a 9.5. Who knows?
Good, yes, and that could change the rankings as we go. So, all right, Ty West has the second segment, and obviously Ty West, big name these days.
Yes.
Second honeymoon. This one always gave me the feel of, the urban legend about waking up in the hotel and you're iced down with your kidneys removed and something.
Yeah,
Always got that vibe from this one.
I think this is a really good segment. Now, if you've watched all the VHS movies, like some of the more popular ones, they're very big in scope. Lots of gore, lots of monstrosities. This is, just kind of a relatively simple, classic horror story that, it's got the twist, it's got and obviously, I guess we're doing spoilers tonight.
Sure.
So if you're watching a VHS video, but the lesbian twist I thought worked really well. It's one of the better segments. It's not going to rank like right at the very top for a lot of people, but I really like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It is a little lower for me. I guess maybe for the simplicity and but and I kind of rank it against some of the other Ty West stuff that I do like a lot. So I'm gonna probably go with a 7 on this one, just based on what's possibly coming up later. So
are we doing 0.5s or anything?
You can do whatever. Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a 7.5.
7.5, okay. Let me that's probably gonna be like a 7.2 or something. 7.25, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think you kind of need those kinds of episodes too, because we got the big grand special effects ones. Sometimes I like a little bit of a buffer there in beginning. Just give me an old school classic thriller. Give me something Hitchcockian or a Twilight Zone kind of feel. I think VHS could use more of those, if I'm being honest.
So 7.25 is going to put it down here.
Okay.
All right. Next up, the sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger.
I actually have Tuesday the 17th as the next segment.
Oh, okay. I skipped it. My bad.
I was pretty meticulous, so I think I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah, but I scrolled down too far here.
That's okay. No, okay.
Glenn McQuaid, I'll let you start with this one.
Yeah, so Tuesday the 17th from director Glenn McQuaid. So this is obviously, as you might guess from the title, a spin on Friday the 13th. It's our slasher episode. The killer that they call the glitch, I think was pretty clever. This is basic slasher stuff, but I rank it, it's not at the top of the top, but what up, Jake? But the kills are fun. I like the concept of the killer. Not the best, but it's a fun segment, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the idea of it. It's not, among my favorites, but Jake, you
Jake,
only missed one.
well, you missed two, but we'll finish.
Yeah.
We're on Tuesday the 17th right now, and then after we do that, I'll go back and get your comments on the first two, if that works.
Okay.
This one, I think the glitch killer was maybe the best part of it for me. The rest of it was whatever. It was okay.
Just okay. I agree.
So, Jake, your thoughts on Tuesday the 17th?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you guys. It's just okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't be opposed to this one as a feature film. Make me care a little bit about the characters. The characters in this are kind of throwaway, which a lot of shorts sometimes they are. But I do like the idea of the glitch. So
I don't like that for some reason. It just, I don't know.
yeah, just anything to do a little bit of a twist on Jason,
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give this one a 5. I think
I'll go 5.5. I think it's a little above average, but not by much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about the same things.
5 or 5.5.
5.
Yeah.
5. Okay. Let me average those. So 5.17. That'll oh god. These are hard to read. There it is. Puts it down there. Now, Jake, I was gonna let you talk a little bit about. We'll start with Amateur Night. If you had any comments on that one.
I like it, but I know that out of the first one, this is most people's favorite, but it's not mine.
That's interesting.
I wouldn't give it a. I mean, I'd give it a 7 or 8, but yeah, it's all right.
All right, that would probably keep it up there where it's at. How about Second Honeymoon? Ty West.
Honeymoon, I love this one. Ty West.
Okay.
I would put it in more than 8 to 10. It's just the only out of the first one, it's the only. Well, I guess. Well, not even the last one. This is the only one that's like, there's no supernatural. There's no nothing. It's like real. That makes sense. Like it could happen,
Yeah, there's not a lot of that in VHS. It's usually always the uncanny. It's not generally set in just the real world like that, which I like about that one too.
And I like the first time I watched that one, the end, it kind of got me. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna, just for scoring purposes, because I'm gonna put these in order by score. I'm gonna get your exact score for Amateur Night first.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
Yes,
so let me redo that. That makes it an 8.67 instead of 9. And then your exact score for Second Honeymoon.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
All right. That makes it an exact 8, so I gotta move it up.
There we go. Moving on up.
Yeah, it's still behind that one though. So okay. Now we'll go to the 6th thing that happened to Emily when she was younger. Whoever wants to start that one off.
I absolutely love this one. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's really good, and it's got a nice little twist too at the end. And I think I could watch a full-length movie on this. Found footage, maybe not full length, but Not like they did with, what was it, Host? It was like 60 Minutes or something.
Uh,
I think there's more story to tell with this story, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I think the sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger. What up, Orc?
Yo.
I think it ranks pretty high as far as the twist goes. It's a really fucked up twist. I think it would have benefited like getting to know her more. You know, a little more empathy for her because I mean, again, it is one of the more twisted developments, and it sells the episode for me.
Yeah. A little. I don't know. I didn't like it as much. It's just a little odd for me. I mean, it was all right. It kind of reminded me of what's the movie? The was it Host? The movie that came out during COVID.
Yeah,
I was watching this back, and I was reminded of watching that when we were all locked down. But obviously, they were way different. But just the whole webcam thing, I guess. But
Yeah.
But it's okay. I will give it. I'll give it a 6.5 for me.
Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ulrich, did you want to comment on that one?
The most recent one we're doing, part 4 from.
Yeah, the with the video chat one.
It's the first VHS movie.
Yeah. Fourth segment.
Fourth segment. Let's see. I don't even think I remember this one that well.
The girl and her boyfriend are on the webcam, and she's
got that weird bump on her arm.
On her, and she's trying to dig it out. She keeps hearing shit.
All right,
we're doing spoilers, so
Jake, do you have your dip cup?
No, I quit dipping like back in October.
Oh, damn it! All right, well, what are you sipping on tonight?
Well, Twisted Tea, you know that.
Twisted Tea, fuck yeah. Okay. To not derail the show any further, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
There you go.
Dan.
Let's see. Man, that twist is really strong. I think I gotta go with an 8 on this one. Okay. I liked it a lot.
Jake, yeah, sorry.
Might be an odd show because it sounds like so far me and Dan's on the same page. Give it an 8 as well.
Yeah,
it might change.
Usually you're calling Dan a cocksucker by the first 5 minutes.
I'm saying.
Jake, is she too old or is she just right for you? without your wife watching.
Those titties are brand new, Orc.
So.
Yeah. She's not a mummy yet.
That was a 7.13, by the way. So
okay.
I gotta get used to Corey in glasses.
Well, I can't read this shit without it. So all right, 1031.98 by Radio Silence is the last segment. Let's start with Jake.
Okay, so memory. This is the Halloween party with the cult in the house, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't really. I just watched these not too long ago. I don't remember a whole lot from this one, even pre-watching it. So I don't have enough to say about it.
Okay. I will say that I think I rewatched this today, or at least skipped through it, and this is my favorite one on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the whole story. The showing up to the wrong house is stupid. I'll give you that. Wrong house for the party.
But, that does actually happen, though. I've known people that show up and it's like a different party, and somehow they end up being part of the party. So
Is there like are they like I know they go upstairs and they're doing that ritual, but are they like
Mhm.
levitating and shit?
they
Yeah.
start chanting back when they're just sitting there, and then they all just like fucking look. I thought that was a funny moment.
Yeah.
They're just like a bunch of drunk frat bros just stumble onto an exorcism. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
I like
This-
the the hands coming out of the floor and stuff like that. I thought it was cool.
This is a spectacle episode.
It
which
is
fine. Like really cool effects. If you like, yeah, I felt like you were in a really cool haunted attraction. I had a lot of fun with it. Again, spectacle episode, and there's a lot of spectacle episodes in VHS.
Yeah. Do you remember this one, Work?
No, I'm mentally challenged. There we go. I used the PC word.
You're just along for the ride. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just here. I'll give it a solid. I remember the hands. I remember those. Yeah. And
you remember the director's cut where they started jerking them off?
Yep, I remember that. I think I got that one from you, Dan, on the site that will not be named on the tube.
There you go.
That was a VH6.
I'll give it a 5.5.
5.5. Jesus.
And Dan, you should make that movie. So
VH6 coming soon.
I'm gonna give it 8.5.
I will pitch it to Rob Black. Work. I will personally pitch it.
They're going to say Rob Schneider first.
What's your score, Jake?
He's going to star.
I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Still strong, but it's like I crammed. How many is there? 6 of these things in like a week span. So
yeah,
like I go look at the names. I'm like, I don't remember what's. And I gotta Google what happened in that story because I get confused.
I just rewatched them all, so I'm pretty refreshed.
I did too, but they kind of all jumbled together for me.
Yeah, they can. Dan, your score.
All right. For 1031.98, I am going to give this one. Ooh. It's a spectacle episode again. So, but it's a damn good spectacle episode. I'm an 8.
Okay. Well, let's see what we got here.
And are we gonna talk about the wraparounds? Are you gonna wait? Or
yeah, we'll kind of talk about our favorite ones at the end. I think
okay. That works.
So that one gets a 7. It is behind the sick thing that happened to Emily. Jesus.
When are we going to get Laserdisc?
I'm waiting for CED viral. Who gets the first wraparound? What do you mean by that? I'm confused.
You mean reach around?
Yeah, that's jerking each other off or something.
Oh, okay. All right, let's see here. All right, VHS 2 is from 2013, so it wasn't a short time before we got another one. First segment, Phase 1 clinical trials from Adam Wingard. Who wants to start that one?
I can start it. So this one, this is a very enjoyable episode. I mean, they're basically just ripping off the eye. You know, it's not the most original idea, but I like it's still cool. The eye implant, and he's seeing dead people. It moves along at a brisk pace. There's some nice nudity in this one again. Great tits. And what up, Jessica? And It's fun, not original, but it is a fun episode.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. The chick's rack was probably the best part of it for me.
That was cool when he pulls his eye out. I mean, again, you
Yeah,
know that
yeah.
that's coming if you've just
Yeah.
okay, obviously he's going to tear the implant out.
Otherwise, it was all right. Jake,
Maybe if it was from the
Or-
POV of her titty. Like it's an implant that sees.
there you go.
Yeah, I this one's fine. Like kind of Dan said, a rip off and generic, but the whole thing that I don't, his eyes, like it's like not somebody else's eye, right? Like a computer eye because he's like recording, right?
Yeah.
So the whole ghost thing, I don't know, it don't make sense. It makes more sense if it was like somebody else's eye.
That's true.
Not Wingard's best work by far, I will say.
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of this one.
Any thoughts, Orc?
No, not mentally. Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
I remember this one well because I remember the ABCs of Death movies and VHS is the only two ABCs of Death, and then the first three VHSs. The day they came out on media release on Blu-ray and DVD, they were on Netflix. So that's how I watched them, and I remember this. This one I'll give a 7. I liked it. I thought it was a cool concept, but like you said, taken from something else.
Your other thoughts are this.
Japan. Yes.
What if it's Riley Reed's implant? And we just see you come in like at the screen in 3D.
That'd be awesome.
I'll go 6, I guess.
Dan, and there's a way to make that happen, but there's multiple wars going on right now, so I can't make that comment.
Is it to me to rank this one now?
Sure.
This is a tough one because it's not original, but I do have fun with it. It's a good opener to build. So I'm 6.5.
Yeah.
Give it a solid 5. And is this the only one out of all the films where the director stars in it? Don't segment.
I don't know.
'Cause I'm pretty sure. I don't remember anybody else.
Yep,
That is Vanguard, right? He's the main character, right? He's the main character.
some in the wraparound segments, but yeah.
All right. So that got a 6.13.
Who would have thought that guy had been in charge of the monster Godzilla universe?
Yeah. You never know. There's actually somebody else involved in this franchise we haven't talked about yet that should be doing huge stuff now.
Well, from the first two, you got the Radio Silence guys, Ty West, Jason Eisner, Wingard. Didn't the Blair Witch guy do this next segment we're about to talk about?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he was already, famous.
Greg Hale, I believe he's from Henderson, actually, too. So, yes, the next segment, A Ride in the Park by Eduardo Sanchez and Greg Hale, the guys from Blair Witch. Who wants to start?
I think it's a cool concept to go POV of a zombie, but there's not a whole lot you can do with that concept, I don't think.
No.
And that's where I think this segment kind of falls flat. Like, it does kind of pick up when they get to the birthday party, and that's kind of cool because it was a mass of people. But other than that, I don't think there's a lot you can do with this concept.
I've never been a huge fan of this segment, and then I rewatched it today, and I liked it a little more where he starts to have a little compassion at the end. His girlfriend's calling him or whatever, and
Shoots himself.
Yeah. But it's still, like you said, what more can you do with it, really?
I think that you did the most that you could do.
Yeah, probably.
But
He turns into Fido or Bub in the end, and I don't know.
I like this segment quite a bit. I'm a zombie fan, and we don't get POV zombies often enough. Of course, we have Wreck and everything, but I think they did a really good job with this one. It's some cool zombie action, some solid gore. I'm a big fan of this segment. I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. Orc.
Best thing I've ever seen in my life, no cap. And it's amazing. I give it 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Screaming VHS player tape thingies. Yeah.
I'll give this one a 5.5.
yeah,
Jake?
I think I'm right there with you. 5.5.
Okay.
Oh, I'm higher. Favorites and ratings are going to differ a little bit when we actually rank the segments, but I factor originality in, so I'm going to go 7.5. But I'm a big fan of it.
Well, let's see what we got here. A 6.75 on that one. That
I've got a pitch, actually. What if we did at some point a homoerotic version of The Entity with Jess Graham and Andy Dick as the ghost?
if Jess is up for it, yeah, sure.
How terrifying would that be?
I'm sure Andy Dick ain't doing much these days.
No.
He could just voice it. That way he doesn't have to worry about being attacked on the set. Just
Oh, he's doing shit. I just see him on streams all the time doing the dumbest shit, and I'm like, well, this is why you're not basically a part of Hollywood Elite anymore.
on this episode, is Andy just sleeping or is he ODing?
Is he sleeping, ODing, try to molest guys who are some are not gay?
We don't have to worry about that. We just put a fan to make it look like Jess is getting motorboated.
You got a lot of these washed up actors. You just offer them drugs. They just can't say no.
All right. Now to the segment I think a lot of people say is the best, probably. Safe Haven. Who wants to kick this one off? Dan, I'm sure.
Yeah. So from director Timo Jahanto and Gareth Evans, two people on this one. So this is the cult story. It is amazing. This one, holy shit! I don't want to tip my hat, but this one is just scary, gory. There's twists and turns. This crams an awful lot into a short segment. This has got something for everybody. It's hard. I mean, character development is tough in a short, but they managed to do that fairly well as well. It's a creepy ass cult. When the shit hits the fan, it hits the fan hard. And that ending, Papa, what a fucking ending. This one deserves all the hype and then some.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything. I gotta say. And yeah, it's a pretty insane ending. Jake.
Yeah. I love this one, and it mixes all the things. You got the cults and the satanic stuff going on, and mesh it all together, and it works really well. And even that the scene where she's given. Surely everybody that's seen this show has seen this movie, so I'm doing
Yeah.
spoilers. I don't give a fuck.
No,
Yeah, we're
fine.
doing spoilers.
When she births the devil and
Yeah.
he's running from it, it's great. I like it a lot.
It's a holy shit episode through and
Yeah.
through.
Because it's like starts one way and you think, okay, this is straight cold. And then
Yeah.
you get the birth, I guess. Of the
Yeah,
devil.
it's almost like multiple subgenres of horror in it. So,
And this director, Timo, and watch everything that he has done. He's fantastic. Should be at the top of Hollywood right now.
he did the Raid movies, right?
No, he did horror wise. I'll run down his IMDb at some point.
Okay.
We actually have a show plans and future undated on Timo, but everything that he has ever done, just watch it. Not just directed, but produced as well, and just everything. He's so good.
Okay. Orc, you remember this one? Surely.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And I remember everyone talking about it too on YouTube, as long with other sites that we frequent, or at least we did back then. And I have not seen 5 and 6, but I've seen the first 4 VHSs, and this is easily the best segment out of all of them. And I doubt anything in the later movies came and topped it. This is easily one of the best not shorts, but segments of any film of all time, in my opinion.
Awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah, Ben thinks I knew someone involved with this did the Raid and Raid 2.
Yeah.
That movies are excellent too.
For him, I would highly recommend Macabre, which he directed with his brother, the Mo brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your score, Orc?
10. I'd go higher, but I can't.
Okay. Jake.
10.
10.
10.
You
10
should
all
have
the
an
way.
11 tier, just like a blood red.
I'll go 10 too, so it makes it easy. 10. Well, we know it's probably number 1 then.
Yeah, maybe. Who
I can
knows?
find it here. There it is. All right. Okay. Final segment of this one is the slumber party alien abduction. Whoever wants to start off.
So this is another one from director Jason Eisner, Hobo with the Shotgun, and now Dark Side of the Ring. This got the spin-off Kids versus Aliens. I think it was you, Swaggy, earlier who had said stick with the short. I don't hate Kids versus Aliens, but it takes a totally different approach. It goes really hard into like just the comedy, kind of feeling like a really gory Nickelodeon type thing at times. Again, not entirely a bad thing, but I much prefer the tone of Slumber Party Alien Abduction. This one, number one, I love the idea of aliens that are not coming from outer space, but under the water. Like, I think that's really cool. I like the dog POV. I like alien abduction stories in general anyways. It works great for the found footage gimmick, and what an ending too. Poor dog. It hits you hard with the ending, and I don't remember in Kids versus Aliens, but I feel like they kind of cop out of that too, if I remember right. I don't think the dog dies, does it?
I don't think so. I never did
Yeah.
being disappointed with Kids versus Aliens. Was they not like have a wrestling ring and shit in that one?
They did. They really go for more, like I said, a violent kids film. And they had a perfect wrestling ring that is better than most indie wrestling rings.
The kids were a lot different from in this segment too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can usually, if alien stuff is done well, you can usually get me with it because that's one thing. You know, I used to do this thing when at one paper I worked at, I would do this man on the street question, and one time I asked like public people what they thought was more likely real, ghosts or aliens, which aliens won pretty overwhelmingly.
Mhm.
So I'd always in the back of my mind, surely there's some kind of life somewhere, you know.
Mhm.
So when alien stuff is done well, it'll really get to me, and I think the aliens are pretty cool in this one. And yeah, like you said, the ending is it's a downer ending, but
Yeah, it
like how
works.
they did everything. So
Did you ever have somebody during the street interview just jump in the frame and go fuck her right in the pussy? Did you ever have one of
thankfully,
those?
I wasn't recording anyone. It was just asking them the question.
Oh, okay. Not a live report.
No. But I'll give this one. I'll give this one 8.5.
I will give it 9. I like this a lot.
Orc.
I remember the visuals from this one a lot. 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. Jake.
Even it was 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Yes.
Okay. Let's add it up here. Got a 7.88. Now I'm getting to where I can't tell where shit goes. I think it goes right there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, everybody's favorite VHS viral.
No brother.
Hey, at least there's only 3 segments in this one, right?
That is true.
Yeah. One got cut. Which, when you see this movie, that's very shameful that you weren't good enough for VHS viral.
All right, who wants to start on Dante the Great?
First time I watched it was a segment of I like the idea with the magician and I guess the devil thing, but it just doesn't feel like a VHS segment. It doesn't establish really what camera or POV whoever's recording from. I feel like
Yeah,
it
it's like
loses
an
that.
edited doc. Yeah, at times.
Yeah.
Just...
And it's just really hokey at the end with all the fucking magic shit. I don't know. I don't like this one at all.
Dan?
I think I like the idea of the cursed cloak, you know, Houdini throwing in there. Like, it's a kernel of a good idea, but it's a piece of shit segment. The acting's not very good. I didn't care. The execution's really, really poor in this one. It's not scary at all. It's just kernel of a good idea, but doesn't deliver on it in any possible way. I'm not a fan whatsoever.
I was telling Dan earlier, I just was able to just kind of skim through viral. I'll say, I guess probably it was the one I was more interested in of the 3. But yeah, that's not saying a whole lot. Did you see this one, Orc?
Yeah, I saw it.
Any thoughts?
No, not much. It actually made me more dumber. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, on that note, I'll give it a 4, I guess.
Ooh.
Dan?
Man, kernel of a good idea. Doesn't fit VHS at all. Acting sucked. Man, I'm a 2, and it's just for the idea of the cloak. It could have worked, but it didn't.
Jake.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Dan. I'm gonna give this a 2. This is a bad one.
Orc.
1.
Well, this one's going down.
0.5.
1.5.
This whole movie.
1 or 1.5 or 0.5?
0.5.
0.5.
If Orc ever gets that cloak, he's gonna make his wiener disappear into Riley Reid.
Yeah, that's right.
That's about it. There's no Vegas show. It's just Riley Reid.
See what happened to the guy Siegfried and Royd, was it? He got eaten by the tiger. Yeah. They didn't feed it. Oh no.
I can imagine you just at that show laughing your ass off when it just
I
crashed.
would have. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "This is great."
Would have been better if it jumped into the audience and just started like fucking people up.
I would have thrown some old person in front of me. They're dead. You pick up their credit cards.
Just run to the casino and get a bunch of chips.
Just kidding. I would never do
that. That got a 2.13, by the way, overall.
Yeah. We're in the shite portion of the show.
Parallel Monsters.
I'm interested in what people have to say about
I'll
this
start
one.
this one because I'm probably the only one that has a positive
Okay.
outlook on this one. I like this story. I just wish they wouldn't have. The twist was fine, but the whole I don't know, their fucking private parts got monsters and shit. that was a little weird.
Demon Dick.
Yeah. I'm just going to say this one was a turd. So.
I liked it.
Dan, go ahead.
So the director, Nacho Villando, he directed a movie called Time Crimes that I am a huge fan of. Great movie, great director. Again, don't let this dissuade you for his other work. So this has some really cool effects. It's one of the more out there stories of any VHS segment. The demons' faces glowing. I thought all that was cool. I like the world that they kind of set up, but the story's kind of shit. I think you could have set up more tension with the two doubles. Doppelganger stories are usually pretty good. This is not. Again, it's a short, but all this episode is some demon dick effects that look cool, but there's just little else to recommend it. I don't hate it though, believe it or not. It's the best segment in VHS viral, which may not be saying a lot, but
I got a question for you, Dan. Since you've seen so much stuff, do you think some directors or what have you struggle with the short form version of telling a story?
What's good about shorts is I'm sure Nacho had this as a script, probably a feature script, and just knew he was never going to get it made. So, I mean, that's what happens on a lot of these movies. It's that thing you have in your back pocket that you know you're not going to get a studio to give the green light to. So you go ahead and do it as a short. It's a weird one. I mean, I do know some people who would rank it pretty high, but there's just, not a lot of story. I'd like to see him maybe take a stab at a redo on this one. Maybe scale back the demon dick a little bit. You can still have it, but maybe not as the highlight of the story. More tension with the doppelgangers though too.
Yeah. Thoughts on demon dick's work?
I love them. Yeah, give me some of that shit. Shout out to Porn Star Shows. I give it 0.5. This
Fine.
when I think back to watching this movie, especially if I'm watching it at my computer, desktop, or laptop, this was one of the movies that I did the most, where I would look at the timestamp and just look at the buffer bar and like see like how far the movie was progressing. This is
Yeah.
I don't think this is up there for like top 10 movies that I've done that with. I would check
And-
every 5 minutes.
I'm assuming this is the shortest one, right? It's like 77 minutes, I think. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so, I'll give it a 2.
This is a tough one for me. It's definitely lower tier. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I like some of the ideas, but yeah.
Jake,
Damn it, Dan Shine. Me and you agreeing this whole fucking show. I'll give it a 4 as well.
I feel like
Okay.
that might change.
I don't know.
Maybe even with the next segment. I don't know.
No.
So 2.63 for that one. God, you think this would get easier to read? There it is. It beats out Dante the Great. So okay, Bone Storm.
Yeah, from directors Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who have gone on to do a lot. I'm a big fan of the filmmakers. This movie, or this short, is a piece of shit. Some of the Tombs of the Blind Dead imagery, I guess, is fine on its own, but it's a piece of shit. And there's just nothing to this. I hear some people defend it. It's like, those are skater kids, and I knew those kids, and I'm like, great. They're not interesting. Nothing interesting happens here. It's just a bunch of douchey skateboarders that fight some zombies. This is just a nothing burger segment for me. It'll be reflected in my ranking of all of them. I am not a fan of this one at all.
Yeah, they're not likable at all from what I saw.
Yeah,
So you don't really root for them or anything.
yeah, I don't feel anything.
Jake?
This one, in the beginning, kind of takes me back because I was those kids at one point.
You were a cocksucker skater. That's what
Yes, yes, I was. So I was excited when I start, and then they just go to Mexico, and it makes no sense why these, I don't know what they are, zombies or some spirits or cult. And they just start, the dudes, I don't know. It does suck. I will agree on that. It makes no fucking sense, really. Other than they're like POV skating around, beating these things. Well, the guy's got a gun at one point, and then they're just beating on the skateboards, and yeah. It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
You remember this one, Work?
Yeah, I remember it well. Probably the most out of all 3 segments. Started off and I was like, wow, this has promise it could be something decent, and then it just turned into a big pile of shit. I give it a 0.25. Yep.
0.25, okay.
Yep. We're going low.
Christ. This ain't even the worst segment out of all of these.
Well, I haven't seen 5 and 6, so
Oh, well,
Yeah.
like 5 and 6 is. Oh, yeah. One of the worst segments is in 5.
I'll give that one a 1.
I am a 0.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I do not like it.
Jake?
I'm gonna give it a 1 because I'm saving my 0 for just one
Okay.
segment. Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
I might know which one it is.
All right. Work with the 0.25 here.
yep.
It got a 0.69.
69, dude.
I contribute nothing to the show but a good score for this shitty fucking piece.
All right. Well, halfway done. So VHS 94 is up next. We start with whoever wants to start with Storm Drain.
I guess I'll just want to say before when VHS 94 first came out, I fell asleep through the third segment. I was like, this shit sucks. And I just rewatched it, and I'll just say my opinions have changed. And on Storm Drain is excellent. From the creature to even the story, it's just, I like it a lot. Fun time.
Hail Ratma. Yeah, I think Chloe Akuno did a really good job with this story. I've always something about just the sewers and everything. It's just a really cool concept for a horror movie. There's so much down there, so much space down there. You just wonder what sort of horrible shit lurks. Ratma is a great creature design. Definitely leaves you wanting to see more of, but he's kind of like a rat xenomorph looking thing. Just I really loved it. It's also funny too. I think the ending where she vomits on the vomits on her Anchorman's face and it just melts. Like
And she finishes and she goes to like sports or some shit.
Yeah, Hail Ratma. And this is just a fun episode while being very creepy at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I thought it was after the bad taste people had with Viral, it was a good segment to kick off the new kind of generation of VHS. So, fun one for sure.
This is the first Shutter one, right? So Shutter,
Yes. Yeah.
whole new people under doing these, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Work.
Yeah, I like that you guys have pretty much touched on everything that was good about it. The sewer having good aspects. There was a few jump scares when they go into the sewer, and you're like, okay, this might be a piece of shit segment, and it's just going to be continuing how shitty VHS Viral was. Then you quickly found out that it wasn't the case at all. Yeah, I'll give my ranking in a sec, but yeah, I liked it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with an 8 on it.
I have got to go 9.5. Actually, I think it's stronger than when I first watched it.
Jake?
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.
Okay. Work.
8.5.
All right.
This is another one that might make a cool feature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that got an 8.75. It's second place right now.
Oh, okay. There we go.
All right. Now we go to Empty Wake. I'll start with this one. I don't know if it's because I'm just kind of intrigued. I've always been intrigued by the funeral home settings. They always creep me out. I actually absolutely really love this one. And I know that might not be the case for everybody, but I just like the static placement of the cameras, and you just keep going from camera to camera, and shit's going crazy in there. So, and then the whole tornado ends the thing, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, I like this one a lot.
I do as well. It's kind of a simple idea, but like you said, what a first time gig. You're there
Yeah,
alone with the body. There's been a lot of similar stories around the same time, and even recently, the vigil. It's a good
yes,
like Jewish folklore themed horror movie. I think that the conclusion could have been a little bit better, but I mean, when the body comes back to life and she's hiding in there, it's just simple, scary, atmospheric, great time. I'm a big fan of this episode.
Uh, I enjoyed it as well. Like kind of Dan's touched on, especially when the body comes back and she's trying to hide from it because it can't see, and she's hiding. It's like the part under the casket where his other part of his head in, and he opens his eyes, his
yeah,
eye, I guess. And I
Yeah.
do like Corey. I like how it ends with the fucking tornado just coming through there, and she gets up and walks out, so you can't tell like really what's going on with her. So yeah, I like the way it
yeah.
ends. And it's
Or-
creepy. It is a creepy funeral home. You can't get more creepier than a funeral home.
Yeah, for sure. Work.
For a movie being in one spot or setting, this is what kind of, besides watching Hereditary, this is what kind of like made me stray away from horror. I thought this was a really good segment. The whole found footage aspect, and then along with you don't know what's coming out of it, like any corner or like what's behind something. It always got to me. It was really atmospheric. I love that about it. And yeah, I'll get to my rating in a second, but this is probably I think my favorite out of part 4. Yeah.
Cool. Real quick, I'll say thank you to Justin.
Hey,
Please
Justin.
do like and comment.
Yes.
And subscribe if you're new watching. This one's a 9.5 for me.
I am a 9.
Work, Jake, whoever wants to go first.
Hell yeah, brother.
What's up, brother?
I'm not on your level, but
I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
Solid 8. Mike.
What's your score, Orc?
9.75.
9.75. Oh. All right.
Doesn't touch Safe Haven by any means, but it's a good movie.
This one might challenge Ratma.
Ratma versus that corpse would be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, we got a 9.06. So that is going to move it up to second.
Oh, okay. Surprising developments.
Okay. The subject. Whoever wants to start off with that one.
Dan, if you want to take it.
Okay. Timo Jahanto, again, solo directing on this one. The subject is the perfect example of like, give this guy a fucking budget and let him do a big movie. You want to do Doom again? Give it to Timo. He would knock it out of the park. Duke Nukem, something to that effect. Give him an Alien movie for that matter. This is like RoboCop in hell. Is how I would describe the subject. Great special effects. It's scary. the set that they have. You've got Asian Jess Franco just creating these fucking monstrosities. It's a good double with Frankenstein's Army, if you've seen that movie. This sounds weird for me not being a gamer, but it feels like a horror video game in the best possible way. The mood's there. The gore is there. He tells a surprisingly complete story, and you do have a lot of empathy for the lady who you can't even see her eyes. So that's takes some doing. I just love it. It's a Frankenstein story with kind of a more science fiction sort of bent to it. It is fan-fucking-tastic. I'm a huge fan.
It always gave me kind of a human centipede vibe too.
Yeah, not quite
bit.
as gross. There's no
No,
mouth
no.
to asshole action or any. It's
No.
shit free if you haven't seen it.
It is that. Yeah, this is one I not to throw my hand out there too much, but VHS 94 has some of my favorite stuff in it. And this one's up there too. So
yeah, I like this one. Just for the whole video game feel it has, because even there's some parts where obviously they don't have the budget to do the effects practical with it, and it looks like a video game. So as a fellow video game nerd, I like it, especially when she finally gets the machine gun hand and it's all first person and it looks like it's straight out of a video game. When this one it's a lot of fun.
Orc.
Yeah, good Spanish film, I guess. Yeah. Indonesian, same shit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. Jesus Christ. Oh, watch out. Yeah, has a good video game feel to it. I just can't read, man, so it's hard for me to watch. You know what I'm saying?
You really don't even have. I mean, I guess a little bit, but not much. It also feels like I want to play this video game. Like, this is a video game, I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Because especially the creature at the very end, when you think it's over, and it's like a Silent Hill kind of fucking thing with the big knife hands and shit. I don't know, it's cool. I'd watch a full movie on this.
Yeah, they could definitely do that for sure.
It'd be awesome.
Art Bell. You should do an Art Bell story in the VHS universe.
That would be cool. They did kind of a. Well, I guess he was more.
Mel's Hole.
I can't think what his character was. Jerry Stiller did a talk show host show on Tales from the Dark Side, which is a good one.
Yeah.
Kind of Art Bell, but he was a little more grumpy than Art Bell. But anyway,
you just do that. You have some video camera crew goes to Mel's Hole, except it's Mel Gibson's apartment, and he's just gonna hunt them. It's surviving the game type thing. There you go.
I'm giving this one an 8.5.
I'm a 10.
Okay.
I give it a solid 7.5.
Ooh, low ball in my segment.
It's fun.
Work.
I'll give it an 8.1. Spice it up here. New rankings, new level. It's me.
Let's make Corey do math.
Are you doing this with me?
Fuck you, Corey. You're gonna carry the one.
Are you doing this on a physical calculator, like Texas
on my phone?
Why don't you put a few other things after the one, or really make him go for it?
Gives it an 8.53.
8.314.
Yeah, well, I round up the second one. So let me see where that's going here. I think it's going right behind Amateur Night.
And for the dudes who did the skateboarding one in Viral, Dan, what was their name? Jason
The
Austin?
the directors, you mean?
Yeah.
But the skateboard one was Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead.
Yeah,
But I like watch their other stuff because they have done good work. It's just
well, I was looking like I guess they're exclusively Marvel guys now.
oh yeah, I guess they have done some TV
They did
shit for
well.
them.
They did a couple episodes of Moon Knight, and they did a bunch of episodes of Loki, and it looks like they're going to be doing a bunch of the new Daredevil show.
Okay. Yeah, I can't speak to that, but I enjoy their movies.
All right, the final segment in VHS 94. Another wild one is Terror, which I had no clue where this was going when it started, and it's just insanity. So, anybody else want to talk about it?
This is was it Ruby Ridge meets the fucking Unabomber meets a crazy twist with a vampire. I don't know. This one's it's wild. I didn't know where it was going when I first watched it. And man, if he just didn't let them all get fucking wasted that night, he could have completed his mission. That's all I gotta say. It's good. I do like it. It's interesting.
The militia got into the Twisted Tea and
They did. They got into the stash.
fuck themselves.
I think this one could lend itself well to a full feature length because you could tell a little bit more story behind where they got this fucking vampire, I guess is what it is. And because when I first watched it and they shoot the dude in the head, I'm like, okay, where the fuck we go? And then he comes back and he's live and they're shooting it again. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
When I saw this originally, I was like, well, I know a lot of people like this online, and this must be an average day in Kentucky. I'm fucking
A
around.
bunch of vampires down there.
Yeah,
It's exploding vampires.
fuck yeah.
I'm not a fan. I think I like the idea of the story. All right, we got this militia and we're throwing in the vampire twist as this abomination weapon that they're talking about. I thought that was strong. I think they portrayed the militia as a little bit too goofy.
That's what I liked about it, the comedy. Because I can almost picture the leader as like fucking Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
I guess, yeah, now if you put Bubbles in there, I'd come around. But no, this is one that I would like to see a feature and just kind of do a redo. It wasn't funny to me enough to work as a comedy, and it wasn't scary enough to work as like a straight horror segment. So this one just kind of left me hanging. I mean, there's a couple good gore bits, I guess. And it does kind of tie in sort of to the wrap around. But I just did not. I don't know. I didn't like it. It ranks pretty low for me. The villain needed to be scarier.
It's a fucking vampire. Well, he wasn't the villain. It was the militia.
Well, yeah, the militia. Yeah.
But the part where where they wake up that next morning and the dude's gone and that dude gets on the fucking 50 cal machine gun on the truck and he's just going crazy and he's shooting his people. I'm fucking rolling. That dude just comes back to shoot him in the head.
If you really went with Trailer Park Boys in this scenario, it works a lot better. I just didn't. I don't know. That didn't hit me that way.
For me, I'll say the comedy. I don't even know it's supposed to be comedy, but it hit. Like even the part where the cop brings them guns and they're talking about a secret weapon. He's like, "Well, you tested it, right?" He's like, "No." So they tested on that fucking rabbit. Oh, I did like it. It was fun.
Did you talk about it, Rorik?
Yeah, a little
Okay,
bit.
sorry. I'm gonna give it. I like it too. I'm giving it an 8.
I am a 3. Sorry to be the buzzkill.
First time me and Dan hasn't agreed all night. We give it
There
a
you
solid. I liked it. I give it a solid 7.
Orc.
7.5.
We need to remake it with Jake, Piz, Jonathan. Like, just do a Kentucky
Chris.
story.
Yeah.
Chris, yes.
Yeah.
All of the Kentucky Dead Pit. We got to throw them in there. Uncle Bill is the vampire.
Man, I'll tell you what, Balls, we got a vampire right here. Wes is just like there's a dead vampire, and he's just like poking it in the head with a shotgun.
Imagine like Wes like throwing holy water at Uncle Bill.
Hey, I just want to point out these guys were from Michigan or something, wasn't they? I think that's where they said they was from.
I believe, yeah, I wasn't. They didn't go too southern with it.
Oh, that one dude sounded Canadian, like the funny henchman guy.
There you go. Cole. You got Cole in there.
Actually,
Yeah.
messed up here. That goes up there.
What's this all about?
This is, I'll say, even VHS 94 is one of the few that I've thought every segment was solid, and I liked every segment.
Yeah.
Now I'll have to remember what the wraparound was. Was this the SWAT wraparound? Is it this one? SWAT team?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
And I even like
Yeah.
wrap.
Holy
This
hell.
This one's solid.
Okay. So VHS 99. I'm trying to remember this. Is there really a wraparound on this one?
This one is kind of. It's the
Toy soldiers. It really just
Yes.
segues into its own story.
its own story.
Okay.
So like, yeah, I counted the story. It's not really it's just not a wraparound. I don't.
Okay.
It's like a what the fuck tease for a regular story.
So the first one, that segment I have here is shredding. So
Yes.
whoever wants to go with that.
I like the whole rock band thing gonna go play a show at this venue where this other rock band died, and they fucking kind of get there and they kind of disrespect them a little bit and fuck around and find out, as the kids say. I do like this segment. It's fun.
This segment, this is a fucking piece of shit. I didn't like anything about this
Here we
segment.
go.
This one I didn't like.
Time out. Official timeout. Work edition. Is this part 5 we're on?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
VHS 99.
I will skip you from here, or if you want to just listen.
Yeah, feel free to hang out though, because
Yeah.
hopefully you're gonna watch them. You got to finish
Yeah.
off the film.
At least you'll get our rankings on them.
Real quick, a bunch of the films that I haven't watched since like probably COVID time, so like 2020, 2019, around there. I think I'm gonna catch up this September, October. Get caught up. But yeah,
There you
that's
go.
what I was gonna say.
Cool.
Get some binging in. Yeah, no, shredding is. I am going to shred it because this was the drizzling shits. I mean, I could care less about the dead band or the new band, Bitch Cat and Rack or whatever the fuck they called themselves.
Yeah.
This was just, I mean, it's such a thrown together story, which the one thing with VHS 99, VHS 94 up to that point, and I don't know that anything has dethroned it yet, was the biggest Shudder original ever. So they were, I think they were probably not sure. It's like Viral wasn't great, so we're coming back. Let's see if we have juice in it. They did, because it was a huge hit. Shredding felt like something that was thrown together, like somebody had a vague idea and they just kind of shitted it out really quick. It sucked. That's all I can say about that one.
Well, obviously the idea was
Sorry.
kind of a ripoff from when the Great White concert with the fire.
Yeah.
But
I might rather be in that fire than watch this again.
That's harsh. It's fine. I understand why Jake likes it, because you love all that hard rock, heavy metal, horror stuff. So even the shit ones, right?
Give me some John Michael Floor, some Rock and Roll Nightmare or Black Roses over this.
Well, obviously, but I still dug it.
I'm gonna go middle of the road. I'll go 5 on it. It's better than the crap in Viral to me.
Yes. I give it a 6.5. 6.5. Wow.
Oh. Damn.
I am a 0.
Holy shit.
You want to tell me that everything in Viral is better than this?
I actually probably. This was just, there was nothing here that even
I'm taking you to get a drug test.
Delivered. I'm sorry. I will not be buying the Bitch Cat vinyl.
So we have a 3.83. Let's see, where's that?
Wow. It better be ahead of these fucking.
I mean, the Bone Skater shit at least had a couple okay gore scenes. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. That's the problem.
All right, next one I got is Suicide Bid.
This one, it's hard. Now, I have heard of some legit ghoulish fucking hazing that goes on. I don't know if I've ever heard of anything as bad as actually being buried alive. So that might be hard to buy to a certain degree. It is the basic concept of being like in a coffin and not only buried alive, but having the water come in and then this creature who does look a little bit Spirit Halloweenish with the mask. I mean, that's good, but I didn't feel like I got to know the girl well enough. I could have hated the frat chicks, the sorority chicks, I mean, more. This just doesn't feel complete. Like, it just, this episode just didn't feel complete to me. It's very forgettable. But I guess, it's moderately suspenseful when she's in the coffin, but I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, there's parts of this that I like a lot. And then there's parts that are just,
I needed like 5 more minutes.
Wasn't done as well as I'd hoped, but like the parts I like a lot.
Yeah.
I like this one. I think the hazing thing is somewhat believable just for the fact that they was gonna like get her right out, but the cops came. The only thing that's not believable is it's gonna fucking storm like that and they're not gonna come back until the next fucking morning. Like they didn't know. That's the only thing I couldn't really buy.
Yeah.
I like how she ends up turning the tables on them.
It's like, fuck you, bitch. I gotta go to prom.
Yeah. But I did enjoy this one.
I'm gonna go 6.5, I think.
I got a generous 4.
I'll give it a 6.5 or so.
All right.
Hmm.
5.6666.
Yeah.
5.67.
In theory,
And-
I don't know if this benefits or hurts being that it's 3 instead of 4 people voting on this now.
Yeah, I don't know. More people should have showed up.
Might have
Yeah.
hurt. I don't know. I'm gonna say Orc would not be a fan of that one though.
Yeah, maybe not.
Have we got to the one you think I like the least out of all these yet, Pam?
Hmm.
When I said whichever one was not, I was thinking
Well,
myself.
I didn't think you were gonna like the band one. So
Oh, okay.
All right. Ozzy's Dungeon.
there is one other that I could. Yeah, maybe.
No. Whoever you want to start, it don't matter.
Oh, go for it.
I like this, man. It's like it starts out with the old kind of the Double Dare, Nickelodeon Double Dare.
Hidden Temple.
Yep, you got both of those kind of vibes. I was digging it all the way with the whole revenge aspect of because the girl breaks her leg and they keep going and all that shit. Dude, I didn't like the fucking dumbass twist. I really didn't at the end with when they go and there's really they can have whatever they want, and I didn't care for that part at all. If they would have just left that out and kidnapped him and made him do the obstacle course, but they end up killing him or whatever, it would have been a lot better, in my opinion.
So I like this episode a lot. Now, I think a lot of your enjoyment of this episode is going to depend when you grew up. Like, if you grew up on some of those Nickelodeon game shows, it's going to hit more than if you didn't. I've seen some reviews of this segment for people that were long aged out by the time that stuff was on, that it just didn't quite connect. But it's a nostalgia episode, and I think there's some gross gore. It's funny. It's a very strange one, and it connected with me. I see why it wouldn't with everybody. I didn't mind the twist at the end. I thought some of the fucked up body horror that they had going on was a lot of fun. The monster bursting out of the fat lady I thought was cool, and the melting faces. I was in on this one for the weirdness. It's kind of like a Parallel Monsters done right. It got really strange, and it worked for me. What can I say? But if you're unfamiliar with that era, maybe it's not going to hit as hard.
I like some of it. I like the thought of doing a story based on that type of thing, the Nickelodeon game show thing. I just would have liked to seen something else done. I'm not sure. Like maybe it's a double dare where the losers die or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it, but the
You
ending
just
got a
have
little weird for me.
Dan Schneider pops out with his dick out and tries to
Yeah.
tickle your feet.
The loser gets molested by Dan Schneider.
Loser gets a week-long trip with Brian Peck, maybe.
You get like this mansion, but you got like Brian Peck just in there buck naked trying to diddle you the whole time.
Bunch of fucking pickles.
He's picked. Yeah. He's just got like a 12-inch pickle that he's trying to shove up your ass the whole time.
It's a 6 for me.
Oh man, this one's I'm gonna go an 8, but I get why people would be indifferent to it.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
All right. $6.67.
Okay.
All right, where would that go? I think it's right behind, right in the park.
Okay.
All right. The Gawkers.
This one fucking sucked.
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna pray. Well, see, you thought it wasn't gonna all be kumbaya. I knew we'd get there. So this ties in the dumb soldier stuff, which was whatever. This one just isn't doing the wraparound thing, which is fine. So this is an example. So they sneak this webcam into the mysterious hot neighbor girl's house. This is an example of something because this takes place in 1999. If you were doing this concept in 1999, you would have some boobs. You would have a lot of boobs. It would feel more authentic. My big issue with this one is it's not authentic to the time. You were having this big sex comedy sort of revival at that time. We were, kind of getting into the American Pie era. I just thought this really kind of pushed out on it. And there's nothing to the story. I mean, once you get the Medusa reveal, cool, I guess. But it's very basic and throwaway to me. I mean, get to see the dude turn to stone. They deny us all the fun stuff that we could have gotten out of this story. And yeah, Ben, you know me well. I hated it.
There is. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I agree with the fact that they're, it could have been a little more scandalous, but there's something about it I like. I think it's an interesting twist on that whole next door neighbor thing.
There might be blink and you miss it tits. I can't even remember, but they don't
So
give you.
Let's say after there's no tits.
Okay, then
after Shudder takes over, you get some computer video game tits in the subject, but that's about it out of this whole series. I did like this one. I do agree that it could have leaned in more, could have gave us some boobies. But I did like the Medusa reveal. That was kind of cool. You don't see in the newer movies. I feel like we're missing a certain type of Medusa movie that could resurrect that.
Not enough Medusa horror anymore.
I don't think there's ever been. I guess my favorite would be from Clash of the Titans.
Medusa scared the shit out of me in that.
Me too. I mean, that was one of my favorite movies as a kid. So I would like to see. It was nice to see that. I would like to see more of that, maybe done a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because I think that does work. Because you could have modern age. She's girl next door or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What have you? Yeah.
I will give Gawkers. I'll give it a 7.
I give it 0 snakes. Don't promise me titties and don't deliver.
Jeez. I don't think it promised.
Yeah, it does. You're installing a webcam. Yeah. Come on, nobody fucks a pie. It's just lame.
Jake.
I'll give it a. So 6. You give it a 6.
All right. Zero's gonna kill it.
Back of the line where you belong, Medusa.
Dan prefers VHS viral. VHS 99.
Not as a whole, but
Oh, you haven't liked anything it's done but one story.
well, at least they gave me titties. So.
Let's see. Where is
Is
this
there?
going to go? I think it's going.
Are we ranking the movies too as a whole? Like the whole movies?
Yeah, I'm not sure how we'll. I think maybe we'll just do our.
Segment
We can
ranking?
go through one at a time and kind of rank them
Oh.
after we finish this. Okay. To hell and back.
All right. I love this. So the directors, Vanessa, we had to get there eventually. The directors, Vanessa and Joseph Winter, you can see how they're moving on up with Deadstream, which I think is great. Their style is present in this episode. Now, this is kind of, again, a spectacle story. I love how they were able to pull off hell on a budget. I thought it was really, really cool. This one has a little bit of fun with it. I think Mabel was a great character. I think she almost was giving me kind of Lori Petty vibes, very quirky, a lot of fun. They cram some really cool creatures in this. I thought Ukaban, I thought that was really cool. I thought the guys were funny. Again, they throw you right into the shit here, and I like how these videographers who were skeptics just get thrown headfirst into the depths of hell. We even get a glimpse of the devil himself. The way they did it, I thought was really cool. A director duo that I could easily see getting the call up to do something huge at some point. Blast, I loved it. A lot better than those fucking band whatever the fucks and the skaters and all that bullshit. I loved it.
This one not in subject, of course, but it reminds me of the last one on 94, the Terror. It's kind of all over the place with some humor and all that good stuff.
Army of Darkness kind of vibe.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good though.
Yeah. Jake, you did not.
This is a steaming pile of shit.
Oh.
The comedy does not work at all for me. This had such a great premise and it's executed poorly. I would have much rather a more serious vibe. And old Mabel is giving off generic Gollum vibes. This is just a piece of shit. I don't know what other way to say it. It's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit. Nothing in this works for me. Throw the fucking comedy out the window and be much more serious because they're in the depths of hell and they're fucking joking around and the two characters are idiots and this fucking sucks.
On the side note, didn't know Medusa means Feruza in ancient Greek. It always gets the groan.
I would fuck those snakes right off her head if that were the case.
Hell and back, I'll give a 7.
Ooh. I am a 9.
Jake?
Let's get ready to bump that average down. It's getting a big fat fucking 0 from me.
Damn, that's harsh. Not even the creatures? Come on.
0.
As long as it beats the skater fucks.
5.33.
Deserves better.
Still too high.
We'll see where that goes.
Oh, we're chugging along here.
Right behind Suicide Bid. Okay. About to hit the last movie here. I need a new sheet of paper.
VHS 85. So this one is weird because we have two stories that I count as one because they're the same story. So
I do
I don't
too.
know
I
how
don't know
you,
how you did that. Did you separate them? No Wake and what's the other one called? So
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
Let me see. I think they're
Separate.
two separate ones on here, so we'll kind of separate them.
In my ranking, when we go to rank them, I have them together.
Okay.
Yeah, I did too because this is the way this movie's formatted is kind of different. So yeah.
Well, let's start with No Wake. Go ahead, whoever.
I don't have a lot to say. It's not good. I think. I mean, there's at least some decent gore here. I thought the jaw getting blown off. I mean, that looked good. Didn't care about any of the characters. We've had this premise before. This one just didn't do anything for me, and that carries over into the other segment, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah.
This segment's fucking awesome. I don't know where I've ever seen this before. You please tell me. Please do tell me.
Just people that find out they can't die. I mean,
No, well, the whole how it starts with them just getting fucking picked off on the boat, some crazy shooter.
yeah, I mean
know,
there's some decent gore. I'm not saying it's as bad as like some of the other stuff I've talked about, but
And then I will say, if we're just gonna do this one on this segment alone, I will say it left me after I watched this segment like, that's fucking it. Like we're not gonna, because they get after they figure out they can't die. I'm like, well, that's fucking cheap. But as a whole, where it wraps around, I fucking loved it. So I guess I won't. I'll just go off this segment by itself.
Well, we'll take them together. We'll take them together.
I think you almost have to,
and just make it one score.
Yeah.
Well, if you take it together, I fucking love this shit. I'll go ahead and spoil it. This is my favorite segment. Both of them wrapped together out of the whole VHS series.
Wow.
I love
Jesus
it, man.
Christ. I'm about to make you very mad.
Oh my god. It wraps back around, and I think you get 2 more segments, then you do the wrap around. It's this family that they're all like fucking serial killers, and this was her first killing and all that shit. And then they come back, and the cop. I love it. I love it. It's fucking great, amazing,
Right.
awesome.
I actually thought it was pretty interesting too. I had to kind of read through it again to remind me that it was combined thing here, but yeah, I like the second half of it as well. So, what's your score, Jake?
10 all day. 10.
Dan?
I think especially considering that you have 2 segments to tell this story, it's hard to do a revenge story when I don't really particularly care about the people getting the revenge, and I don't have much of a feeling about the ones getting revenge on. So I'm a 2. There is some nice effects. I will give it that.
Wow.
Sorry. Didn't like it.
I knew it's too good to be true for us to agree this time.
It just took a while.
I'm a 7 on it, so.
Okay. Well, ranks better probably than I thought.
6.33.
Still too low.
I'm going to drag them both there. Let's see where they're going to go.
If it makes any difference, I think the first half was better than the last half of the story.
I fucking love all the action, cops, and shooting everybody.
Just wasn't engaged. I don't know.
Okay.
God of Death would be next.
God of Death. Okay. Go for it. Whoever wants to.
So Gigi Saul Guerrero. She did a movie called Bingo Hell that I wanted to like more than I actually did. But I do like this segment. We get the disaster movie kind of set up. I thought everybody was pretty likable. That's a tough one because you don't have a lot of time to establish the characters, but I think they do a reasonable job of that. This one actually brought back the nudity a little bit. I was surprised because we don't get a lot of that at this point. I appreciated it. We get some solid gore. It still kind of feels like it could have used a little more time to develop some of the ideas, but I had a lot of fun with this segment.
All right, timeout, intermission. Are you guys ready for a Riley Reed segment? Riley Reed segment, sorry.
What does she have to say about God of Death?
I'll show you in 1 second. Here we go.
She would spank the demon's monkey. Okay.
Nice.
I like this one. VHS 85 is not great as a whole for me, but I do think that this is the strongest segment for me in VHS 85.
I like it a lot. Just think it's a kind of a cool idea. And yeah, had a fun time with that one. What's your score, Dan, on that one?
I give this one a 7.5.
I'm gonna go with an 8 on it.
Okay.
We'll wait for Jake here to get his. Let's see. What's your score on God of Death, Jake?
God of Death. I liked how it started. It took too long to get to where it was going for me, but I did like the end and where they went with that. I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay. All right.
Gonna have to see if something can tie up, or we might have first place locked down.
7.33 for that one, and that's gonna. Let's see. Be right behind Slumber Party Alien. Okay. TKNOGD.
Techno God.
I don't even remember this one. It fucking sucked. I'm done talking about it.
Yeah, it's not great. I love the idea of virtual reality and some of that early, although more 90s really, Tron back then, but it was very much in the public consciousness. I always found that interesting. So when I heard about this segment, I was like, oh wow, this one's going to deliver for me. The Albert Pune arcade effects, that was kind of cool on its own. The story kind of sucks. It's not a great segment. I get the whole sort of performance art thing that they were going for. It just didn't really come together for me. It's not all bad, like I said. Some decent effects work, but I just, man, it didn't hit me.
Yeah, it's. I'm just reading the description here just to remind me on some of these, and I remember not being that impressed with that one either. So,
yeah,
I'll go 5 on it.
Oh boy. I mean, again, I liked kind of the VR thing, but there's just not much to it. They don't do anything interesting, so I'm a 3.
Give a 2.
Okay.
One more.
3.33. Let's see. I think I had another one.
Yeah,
No.
should be Dream Kill. Last one.
Scott
I'm trying to
Derrickson.
find where it's going in the ranking. I thought I had another 3.33. It goes right behind shredding.
Should have had Jeff Fahey in there. Just get a mini Lawnmower Man follow up. Ignore Beyond Cyberspace or Job's War.
Okay, Dream Kill. Whoever wants to go.
Scott Dickerson, probably out of this whole series, one of the biggest directors to do one of these segments. Unless you want to count Wingard, since he's got Godzilla now, but Scott Dickerson's done a lot more. And he's done a Marvel movie. But dude, I fucking absolutely love this segment. It gives me get a little bit of Sinister vibe. I like the POV from the killer and that whole. I don't know. It's just fucking creepy and interesting to me, and especially the kid that just on the tape and all that. It's really interesting. I would love to see this in a full length movie. This one, it makes VHS 84 worth the fucking watch. Just this segment alone.
85.
Or 85, yeah. Sorry.
I do like the psychic concept of the whole thing with the tapes. It's a pretty original idea, at least in my opinion. So I liked it a lot too.
I enjoyed this one. I think I expected a little bit more from Scott Derrickson. It could have used. It felt more like it should have been a feature. I like what they gave us, but yet I was still a little bit underwhelmed, if that makes sense. I just felt like needed a little bit more from these characters, and so it's a little bit more middle of the road for me. Yeah.
Oh, I call him Scott Dickerson too. For anybody tries to correct me, Derrickson. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny enough, he wrote Sinister too, didn't he? That sucks.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he did.
I'm gonna give that one an 8.
Perfect 10
Yeah,
for
where
me.
do I go on this one?
10.
Ooh,
Perfect 10. Yep.
I'm a 6.
Okay.
It probably averages out to what, like an 8, somewhere in that ballpark.
It is. Yeah, exactly 8. So it'll go.
Is these the wraparounds you got left?
That's all we got left.
Okay.
Hold on here. To me, I don't know how do you guys want to do the wraparounds? Do you want to just say the ones you think are the best? To me, the 85 is the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Oh, you can go ahead, Dan.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, not really the highlight of the VHS movies as a whole.
No.
None of them are great wraparounds. That's one thing that kind of struck me. I mean, I guess I don't know. Because they never really go. They never really go anywhere. wasn't big. I think Viral it might be the worst. That just I don't
It
know.
makes no sense. He catches the van at the end and it's full of the fucking monitors.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's a whole lot of nothing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess 94 was okay. Rating the cult compound with the VHS tapes. I would like at some point if they're gonna maybe follow up on that. So maybe that I would say is the best one. I didn't really rank them though, because I mean, 99 doesn't have a wraparound.
Well, we got.
I
We'll,
I
we'll
guess
make
85 is solid enough,
we'll
but
make a consensus here. See, because we got 5 tiers here, and we've got 5 wraparounds since 99 doesn't have one. Viral's the worst. I'm assuming.
yeah.
So we'll stick it down here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think should go here on the next tier up?
I
VHS 1 or 2?
wouldn't even go. Y'all are gonna agree. I would put 85 there. But,
Yeah, I mean, at least that's
well,
a
no. I
developed
take that back.
story.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I'd put the first VHS there. Is what I would personally do.
The first VHS was fine. Like that
That's
was like it connects it okay.
Is it better than
I like 2
two's
better.
better?
I like 2 better than 1. I do.
Yeah, I'm so like just I don't have a strong opinion about these wraparounds.
Okay. Because I think 2's probably here.
Yeah, I don't have any great argument. I think we're pretty close on that.
I'm just putting them in.
Yep.
I think 85 has the best like story.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. All right, let's go around. We'll start with 6. Not the 6th movie, but we'll go from like 6 to 1. We'll go backwards order.
16.
And
We're not doing all of them.
yeah, we're gonna do them all. But what's your 6th place movie, Jake?
Oh, movie.
Yeah.
6th place movie is definitely VHS Viral.
Okay. That's as mine as well. Is that yours, Dan?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misread you. Yeah, you're doing the movie ranking. Yeah,
Mhm.
Viral's the worst. Viral
Okay.
by far as a whole.
How about 5th place, Jake?
5th place for me is VHS 99.
That's mine as well.
5th place for me is VHS 85.
Okay. Oh, I need to mark these as how about 4th place, Jake?
4th place is VHS 94.
Ooh.
Okay. Dan?
4th place is VHS 99 for me.
Okay. I think 85 is my 4th place. 3rd place, Jake.
3rd place is VHS 85.
Dan?
So we're in 3rd, right?
Yeah.
So 3rd place. All right, I got. Sorry, I'm kind of fucking up my notes here a little bit. 3rd place, So this is tough between 2 movies because they're both really, really good. But when I look at it, I'm going to put VHS 94 in 3rd place because it did have the one segment that I really didn't like. So, but overall, VHS 94 is great. But that's 3rd place for me.
The first one is 3rd place for me. 2nd place, Jake.
2nd place for me is VHS 2.
Dan?
2nd place is the original VHS.
It's a tough one for me here. I think second place, I'm going VHS 2. First place, Jake?
The original VHS.
Okay. Dan?
I'm VHS 2.
Mine's 94.
You know what? I don't have the top 3 were very hard to rank. The 94 would have been a contender, but I didn't like Terror, so that was my problem.
Yeah,
I liked I think 94 is the only one I liked every story, but the couple stories and the ones I ranked ahead of it were just so strong for me. I had to put them ahead of that. But
I have a
feel like
soft spot. Yeah.
94 is the most complete as far as a solid story in each one.
yeah. Well, I'll go through here our most recommended segments are Safe Haven, The Empty Wake, Storm Drain, Amateur Night, The Subject, Second Honeymoon, and Dream Kill. Those are our ones that finished with 8 points or above. So, and Safe Haven was a perfect 10. So,
yes, that's very common. That's
Yeah.
very, very common.
yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anyone that didn't like that one. So
I know
Kinda
some that
interesting.
will put Amateur Night over it, but
I don't get the crazy love for that one. It's good, but it's not. There's a lot better segments in this series than that one, I feel like.
yeah. So that's it. That's our rankings of VHS, the segments and the movies. Did our best there with the wraparounds because, like you were saying, Dan, they're kind of.
it's not the highlight. It never
Yeah.
has been.
Are we ranking the segments solo or no?
Oh yeah, if you have them ranked, if you want to go through your rankings, you can do that. I didn't actually do that myself, but if you guys have it, go for it.
I think me and Dan did.
Okay,
I did.
It
whoever
don't
wants to start.
I can run through it real quick if you're
Sure,
still
go ahead.
thinking.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to give the names at this point, but so I lumped those 2 together, so I've got a list of 25 if that doesn't add up. So worst was Shredding for me, counting up to best. Then Bone Storm. Then I have Dante the Great. Then No Wake / Ambrosia. Then I have The Gawkers, which again, just probably for special effects, but I probably hated that one in some ways, but I was fair to it. Techno God. Then what do I have here? Terror, Suicide Bid. Then I have Parallel Monsters, Dream Kill, Tuesday the 17th, Phase 1 Clinical Trials, Second Honeymoon, God of Death, 10/31/98, A Ride in the Dark, Ozzy's Dungeon, The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger, Empty Wake, To Hell and Back, Slumber Party, Alien Invasion, Storm Drain, The Subject, Amateur Night, and of course, Safe Haven.
Okay. From worst to best, I got To Hell and Back, Dante the Great, Bone Storm, PKN OGD, God of Death, Terror, The Subject, A Ride in the Park, Phase 1 Clinical Trials, Tuesday the 17th, Parallel Monster, Ozzy's Dungeon, The Gawkers, 10/31/98, Shredding, Suicide Bid, Slumber Party Alien Abduction, Amateur Night, The Empty Wake, The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger, Storm Drain, Dream Kill, Second Honeymoon, Safe Haven, and then No Way Ambrosia.
All right.
And yeah, wraparound isn't the best word for VHS. Framing
Yeah.
device / prologue, I guess, if you want to get technical.
Well, I feel like the first three had wraparounds, and then it got to where they kind of, especially I like what they did with, what was it, 94, 90, what was the last one, 85, where they kind of mix in the old school commercials and then they kind of tell a story. But
Yeah. I mean, that one felt like a full story, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah, overall, yeah, that is funny when I go back and watch them all again. I'm like, there really isn't anything that ranks particularly high in the prologue
No.
department.
All right. Well, that's our rankings. Coming up soon on another episode of the horror / thriller survivor show, we'll be watching Black Zoo. We'll have that sometime soon. I might have a little schedule conflict here soon, so we'll have to work that out. Maybe have to pre-tape it or something.
Okay.
And then Friday will be another art bill, so stay tuned for that next Friday night. Jake, I know you've got a show coming up, right?
yes. I think it's Thursday the 25th. We're gonna do a slashers from 2001 live commentary / watch along, whatever you want to call it. Fun movie that I don't think a lot of people have seen. So.
Awesome. And that will be on Slaughter Reports channel, so make sure you go check that out. Dan, you always have something going on Flesh Wound. What's coming up on there?
Flesh Wound features. Wednesday we'll have reviews for Abigail, Sasquatch Sunset, and a bunch of other things. Also, if you're in Amarillo, Texas, this April 27th, be sure to check out Kruger in his barbed wire match with the Mosh Pit Mike. He's also got CCW coming up, the Under the Crimson Sea death match, only the second time that's been done, against JD Horror, and lots of really, really big things in the wrestling world coming very soon.
Kruger has to come out to Amarillo by Morning by George Strait.
Three
songs in Amarillo.
I don't think George Strait's Kruger's style, but not Demon from Hell kind of music. But I'll suggest it.
Win in Rome, Dan. Come on. Missed opportunity.
He could wear the Terry Funk tights, though.
He could. Put a cowboy hat on over his mask.
There you go.
You let him borrow the hat.
Yeah, there you go.
I will mail it to him. I got the old one still.
So if you guys like this show, plan is to do it again. We'll do it with the Tales from the Hood series coming up sometime soon. We'll work that out. Only 3 movies with that one, so it won't be so long.
Yeah.
But thank you all for watching, everyone out in the chat. Appreciate you being here. And until we see you again, take it easy.
That was a really good video.
Really was. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And while you're here, check out another one of the awesome videos here on the channel. And if you're a fan of my on-screen wife, Jessa Flex,
hi.
Well, where can they find you?
You can find me at jessadoesitall.com.
You know, guys, she really does do it all.
You would know.